Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well. From wherever you're watching this channel, this debate of capitation for education has taken a different toll. Now, this time round, KIMANI ICHUNGWA has decided to react to the statement by Mbadi. Now, this is a KIMANI ICHUNGWA who is choosing to defend the government by defending lies. Now, allow me to take you through the statement that KIMANI ICHUNGWA is believed could have unleashed. I'm struggling to understand how John Mbadi could shamelessly lie that the government is cutting free education, a core pillar of President Ruto's re-election plan. And he does this barely 2 years before the election. That's not ignorance, that's sabotage. His reckless statements has caused unnecessary panic and sent shockwaves across the country. If he had any sense of loyalty or responsibility, he would have picked up the phone and consulted the president before vomiting falsehoods in public. The president has made it clear that free education is a constitutional right, and his government remains fully committed to providing free and universal education for all. Some of these people want to drill holes in the ship, jump off, and leave the rest of us drawn. It's cowardly, it's calculated, and quite frankly, it's political conmanship. So this is something that was shared through a certain blog. That's a statement from KIMANI ICHUNGWA. So I'd like us to break down this statement. There's some things that KIMANI ICHUNGWA has pointed out down there. This aspect of calculated and political conmanship. Does KIMANI ICHUNGWA mean that Mbadi wants to create a problem, then leave the government with that problem when the government cannot help itself? I think there's something that KIMANI ICHUNGWA is trying to drive at, and I'd like us to break down this statement bits by bits in a short while. But first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, kindly take this opportunity, support the work we do on this channel by liking this video and subscribe to our channel if you had not subscribed before, and to our existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Bit by bit. Remember, this whole drama started when Mbadi and the CS for Education were invited in Parliament to shed lights on why schools are complaining.
Capitation to schools. This is what I said, and this is what I'm repeating. For so many years now, from the time Uhuru Kenyatta was the president, we have been under budgeting for capitation to schools. That is why you hear principals saying that they have not received money, but the government is saying we have released all the money. The mistake is when we tell the schools that every child we are budgeting for 22,000 and they are not receiving it, the schools end up accumulating debts. Therefore, we need to be candid and say that yes, we want to budget for 22,000 per child, but we have not been having that in the budget. And I was not speaking in a funeral, I was not speaking in a political rally. I was speaking to policy makers. I was speaking to members of parliament who approves the budget, and I told them we must enhance the budget for capitation so that every child receives 22,000.
Our party ile capitation ambayo inatakana. But the response that Mbadi gave, which to him sounds like a truthful response, is that yes, the government has been saying that it will give 22,000 per student, or rather per child in school. But that is not what is being budgeted for. What they normally give is far much lesser than that. And that is the main reason why bills accumulate in schools.
What we have in the budget today is less than 22,000. If you want me to lie to Kenyans, I am not ready to lie to.
That is the kind of response that I had from Mbadi. And in this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to side with John Mbadi, because I think Mbadi gave a statement that is truthful, is true. What the government, or rather the president, could have done is to promise to clear the pending bills of schools and assure John Mbadi that 22,000 is what should be given. That is assuming that is the money that is supposed to be given per student shuleni. That is what is supposed to be given. Then that would have been okay. But the mere fact what Ruto, the president, gave when he had attended the ACK church, you know, Kariobangi, the statement he gave was just like promising. To me, he was just reading what is right for the people, not giving the actual position on what has happened. What has happened is that, has the money been dispersed? If the money had been dispersed in its whole totality, then there was no way the schools would have complained. But if the schools complained, it's because they had not been receiving this money. So Ichung'wah is playing the old card of defending the government blindly. This is what we used to experience in 2023 and 2024 before the Gen Z movement. They used to defend the government hata kama kuna makosa. Wana defend to blood. And that's the reason why 2024 skirmishes ilitokea. Defending the government without looking at the pros and cons of your move. Right now, if this posting is from KIMANI Ichung'wah's statement, then it's so unfortunate because KIMANI Ichung'wah has looked at this matter one-sided, from the side where he is only defending the government. And that's why there are so many people who have reacted to KIMANI Ichung'wah's statement, and allow me to take you through some of them before we continue with that statement. There's someone by the name John Smith who says, Ichung'wah thought the broad base is there to retain Ruto for a second term. They want him out too. Lilian Mutembei, ati core pillar, how? Githaiga Wanjohi, he thinks the ship is hopeless to date. Mutai Robert, allow the broad-based expert to discharge experts needed. Robinson Gakiri, between you and the expert, who is on a better position to tell Kenyans the truth? You know, let me just take you through the last two. Boni Ongwai says, Mbadi is operating at the same time implementing to what was allocated by members of parliament. As the truthful and competent man of Baba, he has to put you on a hot pan. Kim wa Mudhama, he is only being honest. I'm sure this free basic education thing won't go beyond Ruto's next term. Just in the event he gets re-elected, kudos CS John for letting out the cat. So I think these people are trying to support Mbadi's statements. Mbadi was honest. Now he just posted a challenge to the lawmakers to look at the matter extensively. Why are they being subjected to be paying 22,000, which is not available, whereas they could have paid 15,000 or 17 to all? Why promise 22 and then give 15? Why not just promise 15 and give 15 so that the school a budget now what is going to come, you know, from the government? Because the schools complained and they said they are going to start charging parents the extra. Because if you're supposed to pay 15,000, 22,000, and I charge the parent 10,000, it means the fee was supposed to be 35,000 or 32,000, but I charge the parent 10,000 so that you can give me the 22,000. But if you give me 15,000, it means the 7,000 is supposed to be subjected to the parent. So the parent should now pay 70,000. So I think that is the argument here, if I'm not wrong. I don't know about you. Just go below in the comment section and tell us what you understand by this scuffle. I call it scuffle because Ichung'wah represents the government. Mbadi works for the government, and Mbadi is as a result of the broad-based arrangement. And the broad-based arrangement do not want to take blames anymore. They want to tell the truth. And if Mbadi's point is what Ichung'wah is saying here, hati some of these people want to drill holes, you know, create problems in the ship, jump off and leave the rest of us to drown. Mbadi creating a problem na hiyo mambo ya capitation, alafu shida ikitokea sana atoke. Serikali hiyo iko motoni. I think that is what Ichung'wah is telling us here. Now, these are signs of a government ambayo inaanza kukosana. From what was talked about over the weekend, Raila Amolo Odinga's faction in Kakamega, what has happened, Mbadi kuongea hivi, it means something is not right somewhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, just go below in the comment section and you can offer your reaction on this matter. Perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Till we catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.